Today I'm in Singapore, which is one of the most visited countries in Southeast Asia. And it's also the smallest one. And fun fact, I actually lived in Singapore for 1 year as a kid. And now today I'm going to do a tour of different neighborhoods in Singapore. Singapore is a very diverse country. It includes, the biggest population is of Chinese, and then there's Malays, and there's Indians. So I'm going to go around, explore some neighborhoods of Singapore and show the diversities. Let's go explore Singapore. All right, looks like we've made it to Chinatown. There's this huge pagoda. Yeah, and all those buildings around are like downtown. I think I came from somewhere there. Yeah, it was a 15-minute walk and it's really hot. It's 33 degrees, but I think because of the humidity, it feels a lot hotter. So we're deep in Chinatown now, and this on Google Maps is marked as the street market of Chinatown. Because right now, there's not much market around here. Okay, turns out I was on the wrong street. The market's still here, but it's on another street. A lot of traditional clothes. Just clothes in general. Look at the prices, they're pretty reasonable. $5, $6 for like pants and shirts. As a typical tourist, I'm getting 2 Singapore magnet and a Singapore keychain. I'm surprised I don't have it. I have so many countries, but I just don't have Singapore. So the merlion, it's the symbol of Singapore. It's the body of a fish and then the head of a lion. Durian is huge in Singapore, and it's right next to Malaysia. When someone says durian, I think Malaysia, but obviously Singapore is also up there with durian. I've never actually tried it. I don't smell the pungent smell yet, but apparently it's supposed to smell really bad. So yeah, thoughts so far, the Chinatown here is pretty commercialized because every second shop is a souvenir shop. But I do see a lot of good food around here, and from what I've heard, the food here would be really good. I am not hungry right now because I had a really heavy breakfast at the hawker center, so I'm gonna skip on the food. But yeah, let's walk around more and see what's going on. As you can see, it says Mosque Street right there, and we're in Chinatown and we have a Mosque Street. If you can see, that's a mosque. It's under renovation, so you can't use the main entrance, but yeah, it's called Masjid Jamai. So yeah, Singapore is very diverse in that sense. There you see people from all different religions, races, all living very peacefully in one country. And again, yeah, it's Chinatown. We just saw a mosque, and guess what I'm seeing now? I promise I didn't plan this. There's a Hindu temple in front of me. It's called Sri Mariamman Temple. So, fun fact, this is apparently the oldest temple in all of Singapore. This temple was built in 1827, so it's basically 200 years old. Way older than the country of Singapore itself. The people who came to Singapore 100 years ago from India were more from the south of India, especially from the region of Tamil Nadu, and hence Tamil is the most common Indian language spoken here. Right, so I am feeling a little bit hungry now, so I'm just gonna eat some food. And I'm gonna eat it at Hawker Chan. So it has like some soy sauce chicken. And apparently it had the Michelin star in 2017, 18, and 19. It's pretty cool, eh? Street food with Michelin star. Alright, that's my meal. I got the chicken with soy sauce and noodles. Try the noodles. I can see why it's not a Michelin star anymore. Like it's good, but it's not like wow, I'm gonna come here all the time because it's that good. I'm gonna head to a mosque, a really pretty mosque. It's called the Sultan Mosque. So we're gonna take the subway and check out the mosque, and from the mosque then go to Little India. Another interesting fact about Singapore, you can't find chewing gums in this country. They're so obsessed with cleanliness, and they feel that chewing gums are harmful to them. Place card on reader, but like, what if I don't have a card? Yeah, the subway does not seem tourist friendly. Like, what do I do? I'm just gonna try to use my Visa card. Oh, okay. I guess it was a lot simpler than I thought. Okay. I'm here. I'm going here. This is what the train looks like. It's pretty empty at this time. There's 2 very interesting things here. The first one, you're not allowed durians. I wonder why all that hate on durians. Second, everything's written in 4 languages. That's a lot. it's also pretty interesting. All the announcements also that they make all happen in 4 languages. So I didn't realize this, but I just found out that the mosque that I'm going to is actually also located in another ethnic enclave. So the name of this neighborhood is called Kampong Glam. That's where the mosque is located. That's the Malay neighborhood of Singapore. Let's go check it out. We made it to the mosque. Honestly, it looks way bigger than I expected. It looks really nice. The vibe of this mosque is very, very peaceful and calm. Like, it just makes you feel calm to sit in there. Pretty interesting. You see more Arab, culturally, you know, Muslim things here, like Turkish food, Turkish ice cream, Singapore Malay food. Check out the view from the street. There's such a beautiful view of the mosque with palm trees around. And the street is called Basara Street. And apparently this street used to be called Kampong Haji. Kampong Glam is the name of the neighborhood, and Kaji means Haji, or people who are going on to pilgrimage to Mecca. So apparently this area around the mosque used to be the gathering point for pilgrims who were making their way to Mecca. And apparently Singapore was like the hub of Southeast Asia, where a lot of people who are going on Hajj to Mecca together would gather and then go from Singapore. I showed you the shops in Chinatown. The shops there were a lot more like souvenir oriented. We did see some cultural Chinese shops, but in this neighborhood it's a lot more of a Muslim cultural influence. I can see some carpet shops right there. You can see some very traditional outfits here, like with the hijab. And now we're going to Haji Lane, which is a small lane with a lot of different shops. Alright, this is Haji Lane. So what I really like about this area so far is there's so many different bars and restaurants where you can sit on the streets. Another thing that makes this area worth visiting, like the Haji Lane specifically, is they have some really interesting murals. Check this out. Now we're done with Kampong Glam, the Malay neighborhood, and now we're gonna make our way to Little India, which is about a 15 to 20 minute walk from here. Alright, we've made it to Little India. I feel like I'm in a really nice neighborhood of Chennai, India, and not in Singapore. This is way more Indian than like Brampton or like any place in Canada. This is crazy. They're also like playing like, you know, music, like Tamil music everywhere. This is legit. One thing I'm noticing more of in this neighborhood compared to the others is jewelry shops. I think, look at that, another one. There's just jewelry shops all around. Look at that. You also buy flowers, like traditional flowers. We've stumbled upon a temple. It's called the Sri Virama Kaliamman Temple. And this specific temple with the really long name is dedicated to the god Kali, who is the wife of Lord Shiva. And yeah, this temple is also pretty old. It was built in 1855. I did not expect the temples here to be this old. Yeah, this temple was built by the Tamil workers who came to Singapore during that time. And apparently Lord Kali was also one of the main gods that immigrants back then prayed to get a sense of security in a foreign land. So Little India in Singapore is so authentic that even the driving is Indian. I almost got run over by a van. It looks like we've stumbled upon some Bangladeshi corner of Little India, because all the signs here are written in Bengali. This is a little Bangladesh within Little India. There's so much Bengali all around. I feel like I'm back in Kolkata. I just left Kolkata to end up in Dhaka. I've stumbled upon a really beautiful mural. But look right next to this mural. Singapore, the cleanest country in the world. But guess what? Not if you're in Little India. Rotten tomatoes, pigeons and garbage. This is the Singapore that you've probably never seen before. Okay, it smells pretty bad here too. I'm gonna get out. You see that loudspeaker? It's saying sugarcane, coconut, $1, $2. It's speaking with a Bengali accent. That's so funny. And this right here is the Mustafa Center. That's the most popular shopping center in the Indian neighborhood. So when I used to live in Singapore, my parents used to drag me to shop here pretty often, I remember. I found a new cover for my iPhone that costs just $4. Definitely come here if you want good deals. I'm taking a quick break to get some coffee. I'm not just getting any coffee, I'm getting a filter coffee that's very popular in the south of India. This is the first time I've seen a coffee cup handed to me like that, with a plastic handle. And I tried holding it, it's actually so hot that you have to hold it with the plastic handle. So I need it to get cold. And as I walk, I see another beautiful temple. Oh, so this is actually called the Sri Srinivasa Perumal Temple. A lot easier than the previous temple that we saw. It looks very similar to the first temple that I entered today in Chinatown. I'm not sure if this is what it is, but there's also an Indian dance club in Little India. So get this, I've never seen a strip club in India, and Singapore's Little India has its own Indian strip club. Impressive. Oh my god, I think I'm really tired, not able to even speak. I'm gonna now catch a taxi, go to my hotel, call it a day for day one, and then see you for day two. Boom. Right, it's day two in Singapore. Today's gonna be a day that's a little bit off-brand for me. I'm gonna go to the most touristy places of Singapore, and I'm not gonna complain about it. So this is Gardens by the Bay. And I'd say probably the most popular touristy place in Singapore right now, apart from maybe the Marina Bay Sands in the area there.
And your name is?
Abi, ABI, yeah. So I thought Canadian Starbucks was as expensive as it can get. So Canadian and Singaporean dollar are the same. Pretty sure a tall cappuccino is like $4.80 or $5. $7.20 here. Pretty crazy. Right, I got my tickets and it's a lot more expensive than I expected. It ended up being $65. You could end up spending $100 if you want to see everything, but they themselves said that you don't have to buy tickets to everything. The Cloud Forest and the Flower Dome are the two must-sees, and then I got like a ticket to the Skyway, which is like a bridge on top. The first place I'm going to is the Skyway, which is a bridge in between these fake trees. So that bridge right there is the Skyway. It goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees all the way around. That's the entrance. So I made it on the bridge. And yeah, the view is pretty good. That right in front of me is the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. I checked, it's a minimum of $800 per night to stay there. Keep in mind this bridge is outdoors, so it's really hot up here. Maybe come in the evening when it's a bit cooler. From the Skywalk, I'm taking the stairs down, and now I'm gonna go check out the domes. That's the entrance to the Flower Dome. We made it inside the Flower Dome, and first thoughts, oh, it's refreshing, it's air conditioned, so it's really cool in here. So as expected, there's a lot of different flowers here. So that's it, these statues are my favorite part. So one thing you gotta do is smell the flowers. Maybe my nose is blocked, so most of them I don't smell much, but that flower right there had some sort of smell. Alright, check this out. That's a lot of tulips. This reminds me of like the Netherlands and the tulip farms there. Done with the Flower Dome and now checking out the Cloud Forest. I don't know, I'm expecting something similar without flowers, just more forests. So yeah, I would say already in the first glance, Cloud Forest for me is better than the Flower Dome. This place is really giving me some Avatar vibes. Check that out. Okay, so these plants are real though. These plants are real, they're actually growing, and they've created the conditions for them to grow. That's why it feels so much more humid in here. Okay, I was right, there is some Avatar theme going on in here. This whole forest is meant to look like some place from the movie Avatar. Okay, that's pretty cool. Looks like you can climb up to the very top of the Cloud Forest. It's colder up here. I think they're trying to recreate plants and species from like even higher on the mountain, and that's why it's cooler up here. I'm really not loving it how crowded it is here. There's literally a human traffic jam. crazy. Out of all the places here, I'd say the Cloud Forest was the most interesting because it had all those Avatar related things, and it's also a lot bigger. There's a lot of different things to see. I've made it to the Sand Sky Park, the observation deck. The ticket was $26. All right, I made it to the top, and check out that view. Look at that. You can see all of downtown Singapore. In the distance there is the infinity pool. That's really famous, but it's only for the guests of this hotel. And remember, the hotel costs $800 a night. Also, we have a bird's eye view of where we just were. The Cloud Forest, the Flower Dome, the Skywalk. Alright, we're done with the Sky Park. I'm gonna call it a day for day 2. And tomorrow, hopefully I'll go to the Changi airport early. It's known to be the best airport in the world. The airport has some really famous waterfalls, and then it has a really nice mall. So hopefully I'll check out the mall tomorrow and then have my flight to Vietnam. What do you think this is? Some insane mall? A beautiful indoor park? No, it's none of that. It's Singapore's airport. The main attraction in Pearson Airport is 2 hours of searching for his suitcase among a few other 1,000 suitcases that have been lost. But you know, Singapore airport is slightly better, as you can see. There's like different ticketed attractions that you can check out. Like there's a bridge, there's some maze, some like other attractions for kids. There's like a few hundred restaurants, and actually really good restaurants. I just had some really good pasta, and the restaurants look so nice. Anyways, yeah, if you come to Singapore, definitely come to the airport 1 or 2 hours earlier and check it out. It's really worth it. Anyways, this was it for my Singapore trip. See you soon.